For a long time I kept my distance from Beethoven, and honestly looking back, that was a waste of time. Today we're taking a moment to dive into Ludwig van Beethoven's iconic melody from the Sonata Pathétique. You can already hear it in the background. We'll take a closer look at what makes this melody so magnetic, and later we bring it to the piano, so stick around till the end. My name is Clemens, I'm a composer and pianist, and sometimes it's just nice to make a coffee and to take a closer look at a special piece of music, so let's dive in. I was 7 years old, taking piano lessons, and at some point my piano teacher, a huge Beethoven fan, told me about this composer who kept writing music after he lost his hearing. And I thought, sounds like drama. Later we listened to his symphonies, often the intense, furious parts, and once again I thought, sounds a lot like drama. In the waiting area outside the teaching room there was a big portrait of him. It was this one, grim and heavy, pure weight, drama even before the lessons began. A bit too much drama for a 7-year-old who just wanted to have fun and didn't want to be stared down by grumpy men. It felt like being served olives, fine roquefort, or a glass of red wine as a kid. The taste buds just weren't ready yet, but they developed. Today I want to talk about the melody that finally broke the ice. Pure warmth, inward looking, and yet completely open, a side of Beethoven I truly love. It's the Adagio cantabile, the second movement of his Sonata No. 8 in C minor, better known as the Sonata Pathétique, for many the real breakthrough into Beethoven's personal style. He wrote this music at the age of 27 when he first started struggling with his gradual loss of hearing. Before we switch to the piano, I would love to hear how you discovered his music and what it means to you. Feel free to share it in the comments. And now, coffee in hand, let's dive in. Before we dive a bit deeper, let's first listen to the main theme of the piece. Let's take a look at its elements, the dramaturgy, the harmony, and of course the melody, which plays a key role in this piece. So we are in the second movement, in A-flat major. The chord progression in this key feels intimate, feels warm, and a little bit dark. It starts in the lower register of the piano, and this mix draws you in immediately. For me, this sonata, or this part of the sonata, has a special charm because it's balancing on the little edge of being almost a bit too low, a bit too deep. When we play too low on the piano, it starts to rumble a bit. And this piece walks that fine rumbling line, and that gives it a kind of unique kind of darkness. Really beautiful. The heart of this piece is that clear and stunning melody, but let's take the melody out for a while and let's just play the accompaniment. We are in 2/4 time, and you can hear that the accompaniment is calm and relaxed. A soft bed for the melody, steady and even, flowing in 16th notes. Let's play the chords still without the melody. So even without the melody, the chords are already incredible. Let's not forget this piece is over 220 years old. Absolute timeless. A beautiful 8-part journey from A-flat back to A-flat. These are the pure chords, and right in the first 2 bars, something very, very delicate happens. When you look at the first 2 bars, we have 2 chords. We have A-flat and we have E-flat. Very simple. Let's quickly play those 2 chords with their root notes. But what does Beethoven do? He replaces the root notes, starting with the second chord, putting the D-flat in the bass for E-flat, then the third, the C, in the bass for A-flat, and again the third, the G, in the bass for E-flat. Let's play it again. Let's play it with the root notes again. And now with the replacements. So what we basically have are two chords, but with this little twists, everything becomes a bit more special with replacing the bass notes and adding this kind of second voice on the left hand. Everything becomes three-dimensional, I guess. I don't know how it feels for you, but for me, there's a lot more warmth and suspension right in the first two bars because of this. In addition, the chords change on every first and second beat of the bar, of the first two bars. It's very calm. And from bar 3, things start to move. The chords change twice as fast and the space opens up. It's as if in the first two bars we're working towards a door, and from bar 3 it opens up. Then we arrive on E flat, the dominant. And one note becomes very interesting from the melody, which we'll foreshadow briefly. Listen to that. What is that note doing here? So we come from this kind of delicate and warmth, harmonic feeling, and all of a sudden we have an E on top of an E flat chord. So isolated like this, it sounds wild. It's a halftone clash, but it's a chromatic hint, just a half step above the next melody. The next harmony. For a brief moment, the calm sound of E flat major cracks open, but in context, it's a wonderful little detail to bring a little edge into this beautiful rounded sound world. Then we land in a passing section that calms everything down and bringing back the melody to A flat. Of course, not without that beautiful suspension. Now let's get to the melody. The melody is almost stoic, flowing gently above the first two bars. And then from bar 3, the whole thing opens up, like the sky is lifting for a moment. What a wonderful passage. Then we are in bar 4 with that spicy moment. After that spicy moment and the sky opened up, we go back to A flat with that beautiful suspended note. It's hard to imagine a melody more song-like than this. It's so crystal clear you could easily set lyrics to it. What follows is a variation of the theme, one octave higher, but for now we stick to that part. It's so deep, so beautiful arranged, so inspired. What a brilliant piece of writing. Here's a little exercise to make this chord progression and its concept a bit more tangible. We take the first 4 chords, play them, and then transpose them up by half steps. Great way to get a feel for the harmony and how it moves. And so on. You can also try to add some little patterns to it. For example, we start very calm. Now we add a little bit more rhythm to it. These Beethoven chords are gold for songwriters, by the way. And a bit more flowing, maybe. Or wide. Maybe that makes it a bit more tangible to just play around, find own ideas for your own writing, for your own improvising, and to breathe in the concept of the shifting bass lines. That was my little coffee deep dive into Beethoven's gentle side. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, or drop a comment. And feel free to check out the other One Coffee, One Melody videos. My coffee is empty now, but I'll see you back here soon. Stay curious.